the Gloria Hassall Show. I hope you've had a good week. Let's just gather together and continue our discussion. Last week I just say that we're talking about sex in marriage and relationships. So if you've got underage kids, it's up to you to, if you feel they're not old, mature enough to listen to this discussion, then you might as well keep them away. This program is sponsored by onSunnyTV, the Gloria Hassall Foundation, King Pharmacy, and Glandis Essentials. So this week we will be talking about rejection in sex and also how to communicate effectively to your partner if you're trying to reject their sexual advances. So last week we talked about James Kim's research from the University of Toronto, and today we'll elaborate a bit about the research and talk about effective ways of communicating to advances in sex in marriage, basically. So according to the research, he gathered about 98 couples, and they had to write down if they had been rejected towards sex in marriage and what forms. So they categorized their response under the 4 forms of sexual rejection that we talked about last week, which fell under the reassuring, the hostile rejection, the assertive rejection, and the deflecting forms of rejection. So they categorized all of them, and they tried to find the most effective forms of rejection that worked that strengthened the relationships amongst the couples, basically. So the research indicated that assertive and deflecting rejection may not necessarily have caused problems to the relationship as compared to previously, but it didn't strengthen the relationship either. So it didn't cause damage, but at the same time it didn't strengthen the relationship either, and it didn't really increase the relationship satisfaction for the couples. So it didn't really increase their satisfaction in the relationship in any way. But hostile rejection is known to have caused damage to the relationship. It's known to have inflicted damage to the relationship. That's just the harsh way of rejecting your partner. So that was the results of the research and the findings of the research in regard to the different types of rejection and the consequences and the damage they inflicted in the relationships and the marriages. So let's talk about effective ways of communication, sex or rejection of sexual advances in a relationship. So basically, the reassuring way is known to be the best way of communicating a sexual rejection in a relationship. So basically, in this scenario, you are saying no, but you are reassuring your partner that you're not rejecting them because they're not good enough, or you don't love them. You're not rejecting them because you don't love them. You're not rejecting them because maybe they've changed or they've become unattractive. You're not rejecting them because you don't desire them. Basically, don't even say you're rejecting them. Like, basically, you just reassure them that, look, I love you, I want to be with you, I'm just really tired tonight. You're promising them, you make it up to them, can we try again tomorrow? You're giving them alternatives, maybe you're giving them a cuddle, you're giving them a kiss, you're stroking them, that sort of thing. So the reassuring form of rejection is known to be the best form of rejecting sexual advances from your partner. And also, it is known that when it comes to infidelity or an addiction, the assertive way of rejection is the best way, where you are being very clear and concise about what you don't want, or you're being very clear and concise, rejecting your partner's sexual advances, or telling them that clearly that I don't want this, that A, B, C, D, I don't want to do this tonight, you can't, or let's say they're cheating, you're telling them clearly that, this has to stop, you can't keep doing this, going straight to the point and just communicating clearly to them that it has to stop. Or if it's the sex you can't give for good reason, it should be for good reasons. If it's being assertive, then you have a genuine reason for saying no. So you're communicating that clearly precisely and concisely to your partner. So with assertive form of rejection, you should be rejecting for genuine good reasons. It isn't just rejecting for the sake of rejection. It should be for genuine reasons. You must give genuine reasons to your partner why you're saying no. It has to be clear and concise, and they should be able to understand why you're communicating this to them. And even if they refuse to understand, just give your genuine and good reasons, and that should be enough in regards to assertive form of rejection. So the research also said that assertive rejection isn't the best form of rejection either. It may not necessarily cause harm, but it doesn't increase the partner's relationship satisfaction, which is the satisfaction they get in a relationship or from their partner. It may not necessarily cause harm, but it doesn't really increase that satisfaction you giving or getting for your partner either. So it's not the best. The best way of communicating sexual rejection is a reassuring, where you reassure them, you tell them you love them, you tell them, they look good, you just sweet talk them basically and promise them another day you make it up to them, and you give them an alternative where you cuddle them, kiss them, blah blah blah, just to keep them happy basically. So the hostile form is basically the worst form of rejection, and this could be either sex or even in just communicating about other matters in the relationship. So the hostile form leaves your partner hurt, it leaves them undesired, it leaves them feeling rejected, they just get negative feelings, they feel undesired in the relationship. It's not the best way to basically communicate, they feel hurt. So it isn't the best way to communicate to your partner, whether sex or any other form. Basically, if you see yourself acting hostile towards your partner, the hostility may be coming from somewhere else. It may be coming from somewhere. Look deep in yourself, within yourself, and check where the hostility is coming from and deal with the root of the hostility. Because communicating in a hostile manner to your partner basically isn't the best way to communicate in any other way, whether it's for sex or any other way, whether it's towards the kids or towards the finances or career or whatever. It shouldn't be hostile. The best way of communicating, whether sex or any other way, is a reassuring way, keeping your partner happy, keeping them sweet. That is the best way to communicate to your partner. So in conclusion, be open about your fears about sex and communicate them. So let's say if you've had a day, you've gone out for the day, you come back home, you're feeling tired, you're feeling overburdened, and your partner wants sex and you can't, you can be assertive about, not wanting to have sex, but you have to reassure them why you don't want to. So you've got to be honest. Maybe I've had a long day, I'm tired, I feel ill, give them a good and genuine reason and be reassuring about it. Like, just reassure them. Don't let them feel rejected. Don't let it be a blunt no. Be kind about it. Let it be a genuine reason. Don't make it up. Let it be genuine. The best thing to do really is to give sex to your partner as much as possible. Sometimes you can even compromise, even if you're not in the mood. If you can't compromise, you compromise just to keep your partner happy. But if you genuinely can't, and you should only say no when you genuinely can't, then be very kind and reassuring about it. Communicate clearly but kindly. Give them alternative. Reassure them that you love them. Cuddle them. Give them an alternative, maybe a cuddle, whatever, just to keep them happy. And honor your word. If you promise to make it up. It's all about showing, not saying. Doing things to reassure your partner that you love them. It's what you do that is just going to give them the confidence that you really genuinely do love them. So basically, just let them know you are sensitive to their needs, you care about them, you care about their needs, you appreciate their needs, you do want to satisfy their needs, and just let them feel loved and accepted and appreciated. So that's all I have for you on today's session. You have a lovely week. This program is sponsored by onSunnyTV, the Gloria Hassall Foundation, Cane Pharmacy, and Gladys Essentials. You look after yourself, and I will see you next week. Have a blessed week. Take care. Bye.
Gloria Hassall Show comes your way every Saturday, 7 p.m. on Sunny TV with your host, Gloria Hassall, to break down the importance of addressing and discussing issues like current affairs, marriage, culture, economy, health, wealth, and education on Gloria Hassall Show, 7 p.m. every Saturday on Sunny TV.